it looks like there's been more accusations popping up about James Port now. Apparently, okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys. I'm going to link all these down below for you guys so you can watch this. Apparently, this has been coming out about James Port now in the extra credits. There's more allegations of harassment and bullying. More and more has happened. Now, as you can see, there's been discussions about the accusations that have been happening with James Port now, because Soria Hedgie, a former member of Extra Credits, who on June 9th recounted how she had been bullied by her boss, James Portnow, after their romantic relationship ended. Following her public statement, former members came to her support, concurring that Portnow's leadership was both manipulative and brutal, including Russ Pitts, Holly Green, and more recently, Will Overgard. Now, Will Overgard went to detail. As you can see, he did a twit longer talking about his experience with working with James Portnow at Extra Credits. There's been a lot of accusations against him that he was accused of being a Nazi on the internet, which wasn't true. Now, it seems that in his point of view, he kind of had to talk about what was going on at Extra Credits. What happened was James Portnow kept blaming him for a lot of incompetent stuff that happened. That was like Comcast was out of service when they were doing their stream team sessions on the internet. They kept blaming him for a lot of stuff that wasn't his fault technically, but it seems that James Portnow was upset with him, didn't like him very well, and tried to fire him because of that, and went so far as to say that he was an incompetent employee. It was something that bothered a lot of people, suspecting a lot of the stuff that happened. Now, there's been some recent issues that happened, especially he came from England, and talking about the situation with James Portnow, considering he moved to Seattle from England, and by the looks of it, it seems that there were a lot of issues. It seems that this has been happening a lot. I kind of am surprised by these allegations, especially what happened was there was also another thing that happened. EC's clarification that Overgard violated their community guidelines. They also stated that they are withholding his pay. Now, the thing about this is that this is kind of strange and kind of weird. Now, Overgard's story casts more of a haze of these accusations. Both sides make fairly powerful claims about each other. It gets thicker when, and I do agree with his point here, because these are really weird. These are pretty much accusations right now and claims, and of course, he admitted that he basically didn't know what happened to Hedgie, Miss Hedgie's side of the story, because he can only confirm one thing, that James was very much an asshole. And it looked like he didn't like it at all, so he left. Now, this is something that, because they were doing like streams and everything, they also stated that they were withholding his pay rather than to say that he failed to provide a social security number, that only things they asked him to sign were standard exit documents. EC closes with, now there's two sides of the story that they're claiming, considering that what was going on, and it looks like to me that this is becoming one of those crazy situations. Now, Will Overgard just explained his side of the story, that he claims that they were going to give him a non-disclosure agreement if he signs the papers, and just to silence him from not speaking out against Extra Credits. Now, this is something that he claims. This is his side of the story. and he suspects that they're trying to silence him from speaking out against his ill will employee and what was going on. And right now he basically spilt the beans because of the fact that all this shit that's happening, considering that people came forward about James Portnow being abusive, being manipulative, being an asshole, especially talking down to people in the industry. It's sort of made it hard for people to believe, but at the same time was shocked. Now, a lot of people came forward about this issue about him, especially Russ Pitts, talking about him having a disagreement and was being harassed by him for months. Holly Green came forward, talked about that this guy was an asshole towards her, especially she couldn't trust this guy because he may be a male feminist, but he wasn't really a male feminist at all. This is the type of accusations that are popping up against James Portnow. I understand that some people may find it shocking. It's probably because in the professional sense, it looks like this was some issues that they had with James Portnow, especially getting upset over Comcast, blaming James wanted to run the stream but forgot to schedule it with anyone. My fault also. But okay, because this is something that he talked about, Overgard talked about, over a petty, issue with him, and it looked like he blamed him for a lot of the things. It seems that James kind of got upset about the Comcast internet went out and blamed him. Scheduling blamed him because they were doing their stream team stuff, extra credit stream team, and it's kind of sad that this happened in a way that kind of hurt extra credits, because right now a lot of these accusations are popping up about extra credits, and right now this is gonna really hurt them. I noticed that this is something that really is surprising and really shocking, to the point where it's not just one accusation, it's now another accusation, and more and more people will probably come forward and say something negative about James Portnow, because a lot of people probably don't like James Portnow, considering what's going on. I guess, this is going to be really damning for extra credits. I know that people love extra credits for what it's worth, but it looks like James is totally fucked. I mean, totally fucked with all these accusations against him and more people coming out against him. This is becoming a big deal now. Anyways, guys, leave your thoughts down below. I gotta go. Bye-bye.